Gonna be a hot girl disco summer. I'm never doing that again. I apologize. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Here, let's fix it. Something cool. I love that intro so much. That's such a good intro. I gotta keep remembering to do the punchline because like the new intro just throws me off because it's so fucking sick. Are we live? Is this thing on? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Fantasy Football Network? I am joined by two of my favorite content creators, two of my favorite people. I'll start by introducing my co-host with the most, my partner in this entire shebang bang, Sleezbomb. You can find him at My Mind as a Weapon Fantasy Football. His link is in the description for his YouTube channel. Feel free to take a moment to go smash him a sub. And then we got my good friend Pete Nova. He is from First Read Fantasy Sports. His link is also in the description. He just launched his YouTube. Really great content. My guy Sleaze puts the downs and touchdowns. My guy Pete Nova puts the special in defense and special teams. All right, these guys are spectacular. These guys are my guys. Pete's a different tone of red right now. So yeah, we got a couple debates. We got a couple talking points. We got a couple discussion points. The entire point of Friendship Friday is to have a good time, to sip your favorite beverage. What you sipping on, Pete?
A perpetual IPA, 7.5.
Oh, God, it sounds like you've got that in the Alps of suburbia. I'm here for it. And what about you, Sleaze? What are you sipping on?
Ice cold water, baby. Trying to get back in shape, man.
What do you guys think I'm sipping on?
Water.
Vitamin water.
Vitamin water, baby. Dragon Fruit, sponsor the kid. I told you, we're not going to miss a show without asking for a damn sponsorship. Sponsor the kid, Vitamin Water. All right, guys. Happy Friendship Friday. The chat is popping. But before we do all of that, we're going to wait for a fresh lobby so we could queue up and do a drafters best ball drafts. I just wanted Sleaze to talk about his work, what he has going on, and then we'll let Pete talk about his work and what's going on. Then we'll catch up with the chat. And then after that, we're going to get into some serious talking discussion points because I know there's going to be some great pushback and some great arguments, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. So Sleaze, let the folks know who you are, what you do, where you're from, what you do, and as long as you'll fucking love me.
How we doing? Welcome into Friendship Friday, everybody. What's up, chat? I am Derek, a.k.a. Sleezebomb. My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football show. You can find it across almost every single platform. The content is starting to pump everywhere. I'm glad to see everyone here. Glad to have Pete on the show. And if you guys haven't checked out First Read Fantasy, make sure you go check out Pete's stuff because this man's a genius as well.
Especially the defense and special team stuff. So it's top notch. Top notch. Pete, let them know who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, as long as you fucking love me, bud.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. It's been a little bit since I've been on the stream. I can't remember the last time. I know last time I went live with one of you, it was Sleaze, and I think it was the playoffs last year. But yeah, happy to be back here with the both of you. And yeah, I mean, I just launched my new channel, First Read Fantasy. I was with Face Off Sports Network. Now I launched my own channel, kind of branching off on my own project. And then I also do work with Player Profiler. I put out like 1 or 2 videos a week there. Yeah, man, happy to be here. Love defense. I can talk defense all day long. You can talk offense, wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, quarterbacks. But for me, give me a little stimulation. Give me a little something different. So I can talk defense all day long.
I'm here for it. Sleaze, fresh lobby queue up. Chat, fresh lobby queue up. Let's catch up with the chit chat. And yeah, guys, Pete is before I knew him as a friend and met him at the expo, Pete was one of my favorite content creators. Big fan of him and his work. And obviously, you guys know Sleaze and I both kind of came up together. So let's catch up with the chat. We got Jonathan Cohen here. Shout out to Ralph Wiggums. We know he's going to be drafting with us. He's always in the drafter street. Mercy Season. Shout out to you beautiful man. Disco says, Mossy, I guess I gotta play it. I guess. Disco. And then Updog, aka one of the greatest best ball players on the planet, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He finished second in this drafters tournament several times. He says, hot girl summer. Good to see you, buddy. Gentleman, says Willie, good to see you. James is over on the Twitter side saying, look at these beautiful gents. Head over to the YouTube side. If you guys are watching us on Twitter right now, we're doing a big giveaway where you can potentially win $500,000 We'll tell you more shortly. We just got to catch up with the chat. But head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube side, like, subscribe, and we're going to give you an opportunity to win 500K. My 3 favorite creators, says Jacob. Shout out to you, buddy. Life is good. Mr. Magic says goats. Kobe and the Cattle Dogs. My wife says happy Friendship Friday. I'm on Lord Chesterfields. I just learned what a Chesterfield is the other day. Steve Shoop says, how's it going, guys? Living the dream, man. No complaints. Friendship Friday. Nova was red hot with DST steaming picks last year, except for the Indianapolis Colts and the Drew Lock legacy game. Both of you guys got absolutely destroyed on Twitter for that. And I somehow, like a guy who doesn't do DST, had to defend both of you and get like ripped apart for having shitty graphics as my whatever. Hello, Mrs. Disco. Hope you're ready for the weekend. Who's
get them all right, man.
Pete's one of my favorites. Pete's one of my favorites. Disco says Block. Shout out to you. Trifecta, anyone? Yes, sir. Fresh lobby. Yeah, we're queued up. We're queued up and booted up. Fresh lobby. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. This lobby's filling. 3 goats. Let's go. Hey, what's happening? Good to see 2 mules in a cart. Shout out to Brian Dudek. Love you, buddy. And then Bone says, let's go, boys. Let's go. All right, guys. And the draft filled. Perfect timing. We're going to get into our first topic. And I took the liberty of writing this up, right? So, a lot of people are saying right now, Christian McCaffrey is no longer a first-round pick in fantasy. He doesn't deserve that draft equity. We'll start with Sleaze, then we'll go with Pete. We don't know each other's answers. We don't know the topics. I know the topics. I'm going to let my 2 guests, dish it out, and I'll be on cleanup crew here. So, Sleaze, what do you have to say to the folks who say Christian McCaffrey is no longer a first-round pick in fantasy football?
I mean, I get it from the injury aspect, right? With the Achilles last year in both legs, I defied in Germany. George Kittle also had the same thing with one Achilles, came back, popped off. But when you're looking at Christian McCaffrey at his ADP, when you got a guy that can return you almost 400 fantasy football points, Brock Purdy paid, the receptions he's going to see in the offense, is it a high risk, high reward? Yes, but it is the highest reward of a risk you can take. And when you get a year off, I'm 100% all in on Christian McCaffrey this year.
So where would you rank him between guys like Bijan, Gibbs, Henry's, Etienne's? Where would you rank him in the bunch?
I mean, if he stays healthy, you can argue that he could be the number 1 fantasy player.
Where do you rank him currently?
Right now, I have him at RB3.
Okay. So right behind Bijan and Gibbs. Okay. What about you, Pete? What you got?
Yeah, I think, this is the cheapest we're going to get CMC in his entire career outside of his rookie season. I don't even remember how high he was going, but to get him in the second round, he's kind of close to the 1-2 turn in most drafts. But yeah, I'm all in on CMC this year. I think if you can get him in the second round, it's well worth the risk. To me, you have Derrick Henry, who's got injury risk at his age. You have A-Chain, who's a smaller back, who outside of his injury risk, you also have Tua, who knows if he doesn't stay healthy, that whole offense goes to shambles. I have him as my RB4 currently behind Gibbs, Bijan, and Barkley right now. Yeah, and I have Ashton Genty and Derrick Henry and A-Chain behind him, but I haven't sorted out the full rankings. But I do have CMC at 4, comfortably ahead of Ashton Genty right now.
I respect it. I'm also in on Christian McCaffrey, but I am also very cautious with him.
I mean, if he stays healthy, let's say he stays healthy for 17 games, you see a world where he can score 400 points in PPR?
Well, here's the thing. PPR standard doesn't matter the format that you're drafting Christian McCaffrey in. He has that touchdown equity, that touchdown upside, right? The only concern with CMC is the health, right? I mean, one of my major pillars as a fantasy football, advice giver and a fantasy football competitor is don't draft injured or suspended players. So I need to get a little bit more clarification on his injury status, if he's on the field and whatnot, before I really ramp up the exposure. But I agree with what Pete said, that this ADP is way too delicious. And I agree with what you said, Sleaze. The ROI is definitely there. You're getting some of the best ROI that you possibly can. Let's talk about who's in this lobby right now with us. Let's shout out the guys, and then we'll go to our next talking point. We got Updog, aka the 2-time runner-up, one of the greatest drafters on the planet. We got Stat ATL, that's Billy Gableman, one of the sharpest minds of fantasy football. Willie 86 at the 105. Yours truly at the 107. Packers fan made it to the 109.
What are you
We
feeling
got
here, Pete?
Terry Rice, that's Blocka at the 110. Ralph Wiggums at the 111.
Go
And
for it. Hold on.
Sleezebomb at the 112. And so that means that
I
we
want
have
Drake London to be one of them, but who are you feeling for the other one?
My man, I mean, Genty or Henry's got to be one of them to me. I feel like you got to take a running back. So I would go Genty.
two.
You want to take that risk, but up
Lock
to
it
you.
in.
Yeah, let's go with that.
No, you
I
talk
feel like
about
I feel like you have to get a running back in the first 2 rounds this season.
I don't disagree at all. Huhaim says, "Sup, fam?" Shout out to Huhaim, is one of the brightest minds. We currently have 8 out of 12 disco balls. Best ball seasons here. It's Hot Girl Disco Ball Summer. Love you too, buddy. My guy. Hot Girl Disco Ball Summer. A bunch of sharks in here. Savages. Barrett 50 cal time sleaze, says Jonathan Coe. Smash some likes, please, and thank you. Appreciate you, James. CMC is worth a shot. I'm not taking it, but experimental German surgery, yes. Yo, what's up? Good to see you, No Cap Mac. You should get it here. Okay. Disco Sleaze, love you guys. It's it's great to have Pete on the show. One fine person, awesome fantasy mind, like Disco would say, if you're following Peter, fix your life. Yeah, honestly, seriously, guys, if you guys can take a moment, if you're not subscribed to my friend Pete, if you're not subscribed to my friend Sleaze, take a moment, open up the description down below, smash them a sub, smash them a like. I don't care if it takes you away from our stream temporarily. Please go smash them a subscription and support my friends, because these guys are two of the best to do it, and I respect the hell out of both of them. So thank you for saying that.
I got something for you before you move on if you want. It might be a good point.
Just catching up with chat. Got a couple more to address, and then the floor is yours. So Stat ATL Billy Galeman says, what a start for Ralph. Very unique start. Neighbors and Amon-Ra St. Brown is a biblical start. Sleaze kind of just let him have it. So very unique start. Yeah, seriously, it's a spectacular start. That's unreal. You guys gonna get an RB in first 2 rounds every season, Pete? 0 RB is usually 0 ships. Love. What? Okay, Sleaze, what were you gonna talk about?
So I was going to bring up as a point here to CMC, and it's in the first round too. When you're talking about return on investment, and if you don't know what return on investment is, make sure you check out the Big Draft Energy Draft Guide.
Heck
but
yeah.
Is there any way to calculate a 6th round ROI, 9th round ROI, 10th round ROI compared to the first round ROI with the return that CMC could possibly give you? Is there anything else that's bigger?
I would say the greatest jump you see for ROI typically comes from a quarterback position, a la Joe Burrow last year. He outperformed his ADP by almost 90 points, finishing off in just the total fantasy football spectrum, right? It's not the fact that like you can get a greater ROI, is does this guy outperform his current ADP and give you league winning upside as top 1 to 3 at that position, right? As long as you don't lose negative equity with the pick, that's all that matters. So I think the ROI is great there, but to say greatest, there's no way to really like compute it, because obviously like a Kyron in round 20 or a Puka in round 22 years ago, that's the greatest ROI you could possibly get, because these guys go undrafted and they give you the top 5 upside. So I would answer that. That's a good question though. All right, guys, you guys ready for the next topic?
Yeah, what are you thinking here at the turn, Pete? Before
I don't know if anybody's listening.
Take one, I take one.
I mean, I was just about to say, if Hall and Adams are there, it's hard not to double up on those 2 guys. My pick would be Adams. I think he might have a fucking a Randy Moss type of pitch.
Adams is gone,
kind of thing, man.
So I like Worthy. You take it.
All right, scroll down for me a little bit. Let me just see what we got. Who are the running backs left?
Chase Brown, and then O'Marion Hampton, RJ Harvey, Joe Mixon.
I would go with Tet. Give me Tet.
Okay.
Tet? Oh,
I know you don't like Tet. I know you're not a big Tet guy, but
all right.
All right. Teamwork makes the dream work. You guys are going hero RB currently, and your hero RB is Ashton Genty. I like Genty where you got him. All right. Okay, next topic of discussion, then we'll catch up with the chat. If you guys do have questions, I will try to get to every single chat, but if you guys do have questions, Obviously, the super chats get priority, so and gifteds also get priority as well. But we will try to get to every single chat, I promise you. Okay, so next topic here, who, and it's a two-parter, and you're going to take it away here, Pete. Who is a better fantasy quarterback? Who has a better 2025 fantasy quarterback outlook? Is it Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen? And who has had a better career thus far in the NFL? Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take Josh Allen 10 out of 10 times. I love Jalen Hurts. If you watched my stream last year, before that Chiefs Super Bowl game, I was a huge backer of him. When a lot of people said, can they put up the points? Because it feels like they played a lot of conservative. But overall, better career, it's Jalen Hurts right now. And I know that sucks to hear because I love Josh Allen, but the dude's been to 2 Super Bowls. Super Bowls matter, right? I think the ring conversation diminishes guys like Dak Prescott, who have been a really good quarterbacks in my opinion, but they get shit on because they haven't gone far in the playoffs. But overall, Jalen Hurts, it's hard to deny 2 Super Bowls in 5 seasons, 1 ring, and one of them beating the best quarterback possibly of all time. And I'm not there to say that yet, but he's on that trajectory to be close to Brady. So I have to go with Allen in terms of better career, just because of the Super Bowl success. But Hurts, but I would take Allen pretty comfortably in fantasy.
Comprende, Sleaze, you're up, Buttercup.
God, I mean, fantasy, you're looking at Josh Allen has been a top 1 or 2 quarterback for 6 or 7 years now. So obviously in fantasy, I'm taking Josh Allen. I wouldn't even care in Dynasty about the 3-year age gap as well, because I still think as soon as the tush push is gone, Jalen Hurts is like a top 10 to 12, top 10 to 12 quarterback when you take away his 15 to 13 rushing touchdowns. Not saying that he won't get 5, but in terms of the better career, you have to go with the Super Bowls. I gotta agree with Pete there. I hate saying it. You got 1 on Patrick Mahomes, right? That's like Eli Manning getting 1 on Brady. It's massive.
We don't. He got 2 over Tom Brady.
I know, 2. I know, but still, that's like the conversation you're in.
About that. We don't talk about that. Know your audience. Know your
when
friends.
You beat greatness, it elevates your career massively. So, and Josh Allen hasn't even been there yet. So, Hurts has been there twice. I think that's a no-brainer on career-wise.
Yeah, I'm gonna save my 2025 fantasy outlook. I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts, and I'll tell you why in a second. Obviously, career. I agree with both of you, Jalen Hurts. And the reason why I'm more optimistic and more bullish on Jalen Hurts, even though I have Josh Allen in my draft and lineup here, is a very simple. And my DST guy up here can also justify and rationalize this. If you look at this organization, they had one of the best defenses to ever line up and suit up last year. They no longer have that same core of guys anymore. They're bringing back a few guys, but a lot of their significant pieces, especially on the pass rush, are not going to be there. I feel like they're not going to be beating teams by 20 or 30 at any given times. We're going to see more competitive 4 full quarters of football from Jalen Hurts and that entire offense, which makes me more bullish on that entire offense, because we're just going to see them with more shots on net and more opportunities and higher scoring output games. So I am more bullish this year on Jalen Hurts. And when you look on the Buffalo Bills side, across the board, they've improved defensively. First round pick in the draft.
ADP-wise?
Sorry?
Is that ADP-wise as well, because you're getting them about a round later?
No, he went 6 picks past here. His ADP is 40.
What are you feeling here, Pete?
Yeah, he went right. You're right. It is like a full round after ADP. But
go for yours first, because I'm actually doing a separate draft since I can't do drafters and I just picked. So go yours first, and then let me take a look at the board.
Yeah, I'll pull up the board here.
I got it. I'm gonna reach Judkins.
And then we have, who do we have? We have Judkins, Tet, Worthy. So we have 2 running backs, Judkins and
rookie heavy.
Judkins and Jedty. 14 seconds.
Give me go with Olave, man. If we're shooting for upside, man, if he's healthy,
I'm with it.
I respect. All right, let's catch up with the chat before we go to our next topic. I like the flow of this. I do. Mr. Magic saying, Sleaze, I gotta know why you went Drake London over Sun God.
London is my dark horse wide receiver 1. The amount of targets, the amount of utilized air yards, the amount of everything he got with Penix just screams Drake London.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand it. I'm kind of like scared of drafting Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And you have the new offense. You know, if you got what's his name, Morton in town for Detroit Lions. I don't know how it's going to look yet. I'm all in on London this year. I'll buy him everywhere.
So let me ask the panel here, and we'll start with you, Pete. What kind of return on investment do you think you're going to get with Amon-Ra St. Brown in this new looked offense? You
The
think
same.
it's going to be fair? You think he's going to outperform his ADP?
I think the floor is there. I don't know how high the ceiling is. I definitely think there's some cause for concern. I think Jared Goff's a good quarterback, but a lot of coaches left. I like Dan Campbell, but I do worry that this offense might have some kinks in it. They did promote from within, but there was a lot of guys that left with Ben Johnson. So I worry about the creativity in this offense. But the benefit to St. Brown is they didn't really bring anybody else really good in. So I think St. Brown should definitely return on the investment for him and be a top 5 guy at the wide receiver position as long as he stays healthy.
Sleaze had just got the major close up. My bad. Let me that's like the biggest forehead.
I was trying to figure out how to make a poll on Amon-Ra or London, but I don't know how to do it as a mod yet.
Lock in, Sleaze. All right. James Saw says, haven't seen zero RB draft workout just yet. I mean, there was a 2-year span where it was viable. Great start for Ralph. Haven't seen that one yet. No, I have not either. Baker, his ROI. Baker Mayfield's ROI was absolutely. Sam Darnold's ROI last year was incredible too. Brown's QB topic. Okay, so guys, who do you think is going to be the week ones from Jacob Mayersky? He's asking, who do you think is going to be the QB1 week 1 announced for the Cleveland Browns this year? I'm going to just go out and say the obvious answer. I believe it's Shador. All reports from camp are positive, and I'm invested. So I'm going to say it's Shador. He's still one of my favorite prospects that I've ever scouted. Still, the talent was there. The humility wasn't, and that's why he fell in the draft. There's no other reason. Pete?
I think it's going to be Flacco, not because of the talent from the other guys. I just think it's more so. I think they're going to trust Flacco to give him a couple games. Yeah, I just think allow Shador, Dylan Gabriel a chance to like prepare for teams, right, and not throw them out. They're not competing for anything this year. So to me, let those guys sit, see how they study for game weeks, see how they prepare. Give Flacco a chance to maybe steady the ship for a week or two. And if he does well, ride him and go to those guys when you need to. But I think it'll be Flacco.
Okay, Sleaze.
I agree with all of that. I think it's going to be Flacco as well. I would like to see Shador be out there for sure. I mean, you even got reports now that Kenny Pickett is winning camp. What are you thinking here? I want Patrick Mahomes. You want Aaron Jones here?
I hate taking Mahomes, but you could take Mahomes. I'm out on Mahomes more than you are, so I'm fine. Take Mahomes if you want him, but I just need to see the rest of the board here.
Aaron Jones, Hawkinson.
Yeah,
Brian
go
Robinson.
Mahomes. If you like Mahomes, go Mahomes. And then I would take Cooper Kupp or Downs.
We need a third running back, no?
If we're going for a third running back, then it's Aaron Jones pretty comfortably. Okay, or Scatterville. Yeah. I like them both over Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I'll grab Aaron Jones there. But I don't think they're going to throw out Shador. I don't think they're going to throw out Dylan Gabriel. I mean, they're saying Kenny Pickett's winning the battle right now, which would just be even more ridiculous. And kind of like Pete said, they're not playing for anything. So I don't think they're going to throw them out to the Wolves right away. I could see Shador by week 5 or week 6 or week 7, but the fans are going to come calling quick and they better answer right away. So, it's going to be ugly either way for the Browns all year long, I fear.
Great responses, fellas. Sorry, just typing this out. All right, guys. I have not told you guys what we're doing and where we're doing it and how you can do it too. So we're going to catch up with the chat. And then if you guys want to enter tonight's giveaway, an opportunity to draft a fantasy football lineup that could win you $500,000. And we're going to do a nice little duck race to finish off the stream like we usually do. Sorry, I'm on the clock. I need to lock in. So yeah, if you guys want to enter hashtag Friendship Friday like this, we're going to catch up with the chat. Then we're going to tell you guys what we're doing and where we're doing it and how you can do it too. Great start. We got all that. Ralph Equity Sought, please says,
oh my God, you're the best. We're live.
Jonathan, smiling, get 10% this min cash facts. They got to get Josh more help. Facts. Poll didn't work. Lions have the number 1 offense in the league. We're talking about Penix line connections, stats off the last 3 games. Yep. And I'm also talking about the target share and the depth of average targets that went to Kyle Pitts as well. At this ADP, he's a delicious value. The players that didn't leave, Sewell's the best player on an offensive skill position. I mean, I don't disagree, but they're also losing a significant piece of that offensive line with Kevin Zeitler going to Tennessee. Numbers might be a little skewed, but still love London. Without emergence of Penix, how do we feel about Pitts? Pitts is going to be the guy. He's going to be great. He's going to give you great return on investment. Pete just made a face. He's going to give you great ROI based off of where he's currently being drafted.
I mean, it wasn't a face to you. I was looking at something.
Okay.
Yeah,
hell of a coup tonight.
I'm fine with the cost.
Yeah, at the cost. Last year I was saying don't draft him. At this cost, I'm going to try to get 100% exposure.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
Yeah. Dynasty Dog says, hell of a crew tonight. Disco, Sleaze, Supernova. Yes, sir. Shout out to Dynasty Dog. Bing King says, yo, what's up, everyone? Literally my first time seeing any drafts this year. Been busy in NBA. Hey, man, do what you got to do, Bing King. We missed you. Flacco was plus 1,100 to take the first snap. It's good to know.
I'll fucking take that.
All right. Dynasty Dogs entered the giveaway by hashtag Friendship Fly Day. For Cleveland, week 1 QB. Nice. Hey, friends. Friendship Friday, DJ Quills entered. Friendship Friday, no caps entered. Jonathan, fade at your own risk said, I'm not fading them. I'm not fading anybody from that offense. I think I said this the other night. The only person I'm fading from the Detroit Lions offense is going to be, unfortunately,
Montgomery.
David Montgomery. Yeah, Montgomery's the only guy I'm fading from there.
So if Flacco, say he plays, he probably won't play the whole year, but say he does, what are Jerry Jeudy's numbers?
Tough to project. He's so inconsistent.
I think they're
massive.
I look at Josh Downs and the bump that he got with Flacco, and I think Jeudy, not that they're the same player, but similar in route running, and I think it's a big bump.
We're almost on the clock. What are you feeling here?
He's not somebody I'm super bullish on. And remember, guys, if you guys, sorry, go ahead, make your picks or.
I would take Fields just because I think the upside's there and Mahomes give you a safe floor. But I mean, again, it's up to you if you don't want to take a double quarterback.
No, we're rocking together.
I'm cool with Evan Ingram too, so it's up to you.
If we take Fields here, we're done at quarterback.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, I like Ingram too. That was my pick. Okay, I'm with that. We'll see how it goes.
All right, there we go.
All right, sweet. This guy Pete's fucking hot. He looks like he's kind of fucking purple, red today.
Oh,
Wonder why. Oh, he's red. He's rouge. Friendship Friday. Chelsea's in. Stat ATL's in. Brian Dudek in. Willie in. Bing King in. I don't mind Monty Fade. And remember, guys, if you guys do win, you have to be here at the end of the stream, and you have to contact me on Twitter. And yes, Twitter DMs are now finally working. Now, you guys may be wondering, what the hell are you talking about? $500,000 for a fantasy football lineup is impossible. And I'm going to tell you right now, no, it's not. This is a real draft. It's a real money draft with real money implications. How much real money are we talking about? $500,000 Rooskies, and there's $2.5 million in total prizes. Once again, $500,000 goes to first. It's the drafters main event. It's best ball format. Total points format as well. Most points win. It's best ball weekly scoring from weeks 1 to 17. 12 teams draft. There's a fast and slow $20 entry. You get to max out with 150 lineups. You may be thinking, 20 is a little bit steep. You may be also thinking there's a lot of sharks. So 8 out of these 12 guys are absolute studs when it comes to drafting. And I'll tell you in both situations, we'll make our draft pick first. I'll tell you in both situations and scenarios, you're probably right. So there's also the drafters $2 mini, right? It's a $2 investment, $100,000 in total prizes, $10,000 goes to first. Not bad for a $2 investment. It's best ball format, which in my humble opinion is the most convenient way for you to draft. And instead of me pulling up the slide on why you should do best ball, I'm going to ask my two guests to get involved in this and tell you why you should do best ball. Pete, I know you're very familiar with the best ball streets, obviously not drafters because it's not available where you're at, but why should any fantasy football, especially like redraft people, why should they get into best ball?
I I mean, I like to gamble, right? I like the juice. I mean, I think that's really what it comes down to, right? Like, I like the juice, I like to gamble, and I think best ball is the easiest way to play fantasy and gamble at the same time, where you don't have to manage a lineup. I think that's the fun in it. To be honest with you, I like to scratch the itch, and yeah, nobody wants to redraft lineups in March, May. June, it's too early for that, but this allows you to get that itch, and mock drafts really don't do it for me. I mean, it's really not a good sample size. Guys fuck around in there, and it's a lot of auto drafts. But this is guys that have money on the line, and it's a lot more enjoyable. And yeah, you could scratch that itch. So that's why I like it.
And now, like, say this is Best Ball for Dummies seminar, right? And we're trying to educate people on the concept of best ball. What makes best ball, because you alluded to the whole time convenience situation, right? What makes best ball such a great way for you to scratch your itch, but also, hit that get your fix for sorry, I had to get Jade on Blue there. He fell. He never falls. Like, you got to get your fix, right? But like, what gives you that time convenience? Because you were talking about the time convenience earlier, where you're not really committing too much time. You don't have to set your lineups, yada yada yada. So, for like layman's terms, for best ball for dummies, how would you, or Sleaze, how would you guys describe best ball?
Yeah, I mean, you get you 30-second clock. You could even do 20-second, depending on where you draft, and it's quick. I mean, half the time I'm sitting there on the toilet at 9 a.m. And I'm bored, and I'm like, all right, let me draft a lineup before I jump in the shower, right, and do some work. So again, it's nice. You kind of do it quick. It maybe takes 30 minutes max, but it's quick, it's easy, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you literally just draft and forget unless you're winning a life-changing amount of money. That's why it's good to get a Patrick Mahomes and a Justin Fields like you guys have on your team. You guys are on the clock, by the way.
I took it while he was going.
Yeah, just go. You're good.
Yeah. So like, you draft for depth. Instead of leaving points on the bench, you guys are literally getting the best overall performances from each position on your weekly matchups in your weekly roster that applies to your season total. So sign up today on Drafters Fantasy Sports using promo code DISCO, and I'll double your initial deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 Rooskies. And yeah, that's how you can win $500,000. We gave away 150 entries last year to this tournament, and the goal is to also do that again this year. So yeah, sign up using promo code DISCO if you haven't. Fix your life, and if you guys want, and happy Friendship Friday.
I would say one key thing you're missing, and that was good all the way around, Pete. One key thing is I'm eating chicken nuggets. Is drafting best ball keeps you more ready for your actual relevant draft with how the ADP board is going to move, with how people are starting to buy more players that they like more and people that fall more. It just keeps you more involved with what you need to know up to date.
Well, that's the thing. You look at it this way. You get real ADP on a consistent basis because there's constant money being put into this. That's why the ADP is always updated. You look at like a Yahoo mock draft, dudes will be doing like, make their first pick, their second pick, be like, I'm done. And you're now drafting and mocking against, AI, and they're usually doing weird things. So you can't really pivot properly. You get real 20 rounds of real drafts, real opportunity, real shots on net in best ball. Doesn't matter what you do. We'd prefer it if you did it here on Drafters Fantasy Sports and support promo code DISCO. But yeah, you get 20 rounds of real ADP, 20 rounds of real pivots. And if you bang out 10 of these minis, 10 of these mains, you're gonna crush. You're gonna absolutely crush your redraft league. This makes you better for a redraft, because you just have a better idea of what the real values are and what real ADP is. So Bing Kings entered the giveaway. We'll catch up with the chat. I don't mind a Monty Fade. Good. I'm glad we're in agreement. 2 mules in a cot. Enter Friendship Friday. Drafting is best part. Anyways, amen. So for $2, I get 45 minutes of entertainment and can win money. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You definitely can. The 108 in a draft needs RB or wide receiver. Who's my target?
Dude, and there's even the slow draft aspect. I mean, if you're new to best ball, and you're rushed on a longer draft, you take the slow draft and you get to learn more. You get to see the board. You get to make more plays. There's always that too. Like, we know what we're doing here because we've done it a million times, right?
I don't disagree. Okay, so Andre says he's in a rookie draft. He clarified down below. He has the 108. He needs an RB or wide receiver. Who do I target? I would
Judkins.
say if Harvey is available, take him. And then I would say Golden above any other running back like Caleb Johnson.
Yep.
Then I would also say Trey Harris territory, Egbuka territory.
Yep.
Those are kind of like that. That's my ranking in that order. What about you, Sleaze?
If Judkins is there, you got to smash Judkins.
Yeah,
But
I
if
don't think
not,
Judkins is going that
I'm
late. But
assuming
yeah,
he wouldn't be there either.
yeah, the Judkins as well.
Harvey Egbuka. Or Tyler Warren if he's there from the
I mean, I would love to know your thoughts on Caleb Johnson because I look at like I've said it a bunch, but Sleaze, you could pick both, but I just with Caleb Johnson, I worry like Najee Harris had the most touches in the NFL the last 3 seasons combined, and he was an RB1 one time and was a low end RB2. And I mean, Caleb Johnson, it's hard. We don't really know what his pass catching ability is because he played in an offense at Iowa that like doesn't throw the football to running backs a lot. But Najee was a good pass catcher, and that offense was so inefficient that even with a lot of pass catches, he still wasn't very strong with all the volume. So that's my biggest concern with him is that I just don't see him being higher than a low to mid RB2.
You see how much work he got though at Iowa?
I know, but I just
How
look
much
at him
he
as
can
like that offense, that team has shown us nothing but signs that they're looking to rebuild. And like, I don't want a running back on a rebuilding team. You're looking at a low end RB2. I'm a Broncos fan, so maybe that's why I like Harvey more, but I look at Sean Payton and what he's done with running backs in the top 100. It's Reggie Bush, it's Darren Sproles, and it's Mark Ingram. And I think
Harvey wins, sure.
There's a lot of opportunity. There's just a lot of opportunity there, you know? And so
would you rather have Harvey or Caleb Johnson in Dynasty moving forward with Harvey being 25?
I would prefer Harvey because look, I know the age thing's going to come up, but like I would say 80% of running backs don't receive a second contract regardless of age. So that's a risk either way.
Except
and
for
Harvey had second round capital. But Harvey had second round capital. Caleb got drafted 3rd round. And I mean, most running backs don't get a second contract. So I don't care about Harvey being 24.
You think he's going to get a second contract at 29?
But I'm looking at Dynasty in 2 to 3 year windows. I'm not playing Dynasty for 29, which is why I think some people that play Dynasty look way too far in the future.
I think way too often we see too many relations directly between Johnson and Najee. Najee, what he did in Pittsburgh, especially during his time span there, as somebody with like the background in the offensive line situation, his offensive line was atrocious.
Sure.
3 of the 4 years there and bad for all 4 years, right? He never really had a good offensive line when he was there, and he still managed to produce. So I think the comparisons need to stop right then and there. Najee Harris is an exceptional.
He's better. Player. He was better when he came out of college.
Yeah,
not even close.
He not only is he an exceptional football player, I think he's a phenomenal football player and kept that offense relevant, and he kept that team together, rushing for 1,000 yards on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So, put some respect on Najee's name. As for Caleb, he needs to do it to prove it. And in the meantime, it's still Jaylen Warren over him for me. And that's where it's going to be. And it's Harvey over both. So,
yep, I'm with you there.
Okay. Captain Insano says Kyle Williams will have the best year out of the rookie receivers. You heard it here first, and I'll never hear it again. Yeah, that's a hot take, brother, and I'm not here for it. It's golden or bust, baby. Static Tail says, "Isn't it to Binkit so frustrating taking a third QB with 0 correlation? Like, dude, why? I'm telling you, man. Static Tail knows his ball. He knows his best ball. He does it everywhere. He's won several tournaments on every app. So when this guy gives you like advice, it's very sound and it's coming from a good place. Okay." I agree with you. Best ball is the best way to keep your finger on the community's feelings. You have a pulse on the NFL as the offseason goes. You know exactly what's going to happen and when it's going to happen next. So it's great for that. So, for example, this isn't a question I had for the docket, but I'm just going to ask you guys right now because I recorded a video earlier and I talked about how incredible of a value DK Metcalf is currently based off of his ADP and where he's going in most drafts. Pretty much every draft, every format, right? Say Aaron Rodgers, hypothetically, say Aaron Rodgers tonight signs on the dotted line and becomes a Pittsburgh Steelers starting quarterback. What do we see happen to DK Metcalf's ADP? How high do we think it jumps, or do we think it stays status quo?
Around.
I think it slowly has moved a little bit because of Pickens, but I'm not interested in DK Metcalf, man. I don't really have a ton of faith
Ooh.
in him being a top guy at all anymore.
Wow.
I,
Whoa.
I got to be honest. I love Rodgers, but contested catch rate, DK Metcalf was ranked 100th in the NFL. He's a big body receiver who doesn't play above the rim. He has bad hands for his size, and that's a concern to me. Like
He doesn't play above the rim. That's one of the things.
He doesn't, and I think he can get a lot of volume, but we've seen him get a ton of volume, and he's been wide receiver inside the top 20 for points per game one time, and it was 2020, where he was 10 and he averaged 17, and we've been living off of that 2020 sophomore season for DK Metcalf his entire career, where he had 1,300 yards.
Yeah, he doesn't have any competition this year. He's going to explode.
I'm still not there. I'm still not there.
I was listening to Andrew Erickson, and Andrew Erickson said every year for as long as fantasy football has existed, we've seen a player between 5th or 7th year in his career go over to a new program and just absolutely light up the league, even though nobody was expecting him to do it. And I'm like, who fits that criteria? Who fits that mold? It's fucking DK. He's in his 7th year. Check. Right. And it's not just because of like this whole like cliche thing. You look at the target competition, it's awful. Like, don't get me wrong, Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, they're spectacular best ball dart throws, but that's about it. Pat Freiermuth is an afterthought, in my humble opinion. Not interested in him whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, you know, what can be and what's going to happen. He's going to get all the opportunity, and then we look at, okay, well, the next topic is, what if Rodgers doesn't become a starting quarterback there? He's going to be a terrible he's going to have terrible quarterback play. But we've seen elite. Wow, Woody Marks is skyrocketing in ADP. It's pretty ridiculous. We've seen terrible quarterback play and still be left with elite wide receiving production. Brian Thomas Jr., CeeDee Lamb, even after Dak Prescott was gone. Justin Jefferson made Sam Darnold look good. Sam Darnold was damn good last year. You look at Malik Neighbors last year with that entire garbage can of a fucking team and program with the New York Giants. So it's like there's a world where it's going to happen, and I decided today when I made that video that I'm betting on DK Metcalf, and I'm going to get as much exposure to him at current ADP before Aaron Rodgers signs.
So it's too good of a situation.
You have to. That's where you give yourself an edge on everybody else, and then you can also get Aaron Rodgers for free in round 20. All right, Stat ATL says hopefully he's not one of your sharp drafters, Disco. Hey man, I think this is Bing King. Oh no, Bing King's been doing it. Hey man, you gotta get contrarian and try different things. I'm trying to be kind here. One of the best ways to find discrepancies, 100%. LOL Stats says Bing King. Harvey seems to have a new role already. Yep. Harvey's locked, man. James has just entered the giveaway. He's been killing all the giveaways. So let's go. Hashtag friendship. Guys, if you want a chance to win $500,000, hashtag friendship Friday. Would I be a madman to do fire sale and move up for Genty Disco? Okay, here's the thing, right? If it's Dynasty, I understand the investment for Genty. But in redraft and in best ball, I hate his current ADP, which is like the 108, 107. I don't like it. I think it's too high. But yeah. Sleaze, you got a question?
Yeah, I want to circle back here to Pete.
Okay.
So Najee Harris was drafted in the first round, right?
Yeah.
With worse college numbers than Caleb Johnson, right? Where would Najee Harris have been drafted this year in the NFL draft if he was part of this running back class that all fell because there was so many good running backs?
I think he would have been drafted high second round. I don't think he would have went third round.
Where Caleb Johnson should have gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying I think Omarion Hampton may have went ahead of him, but the only difference is pedigree I mean, Najee played at Alabama against like big conference competition.
Real competition, not the Mountain
Omarion Hampton
right?
played in
Iowa plays great run competition in college. What are you talking about?
Listen. Either way, I could see there's a case to say Najee goes ahead of Omarion Hampton if it was in this draft, just off the fact that Omarion Hampton, I liked him, but he played at UNC. Like, I mean, so I think there's a real case that he would have, based on the way teams looked at like running the football is back. Okay, so the fact that it's back and Najee's a 3-down back, Disco said it perfect. Like Najee Harris is a good football player. He played on really bad fucking teams, and that offense has done nothing to make me confident that they will turn things around. Matt Canada was the OC for 3 seasons, and they were terrible. Okay, now you have Arthur Smith, who is okay. And now they don't even have a quarterback. And that offensive line, they've invested in it, which Disco mentioned, but I still got to see it to believe it. They weren't good last year on the offensive line. It's just the hope that they take a step forward because they put heavy draft capital in it the last 2 seasons. So to me, I just don't see it with Caleb Johnson. I think he's going to be a good NFL player, but I don't think he's – and Jalen Warren, they brought back. He's going to see receiving volume.
It wasn't brought back. He was on this last year.
No, they brought him back on a tag. Yeah. So that's still bringing him back. They could have let him go.
1-year boot.
But they could have let him go. They tendered him, which wasn't expensive. But either way, I mean, let me ask you this: if Cordell Patterson lined up at running back for the first snap of the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, would you be shocked?
Yes. I would be shocked.
I wouldn't be though.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen, but
that's what you could get away with when your father is the founder of fucking FedEx and the CEO of FedEx. You get to just do whatever you want, and the NFL is your playground as an offensive coordinator. And if you guys didn't know that about what's his face, Arthur Smith, now you know. Shout out to Jake Mayersky for that great research and that awesome information. I lost where I am in chat, so I'm gonna try to find it. Okay. All right. Bing King says draft Genty every single time you can. I have 0 shares in any format, not even in Dynasty, but I'm never bad enough to have the 1-on-1. Bing King snipe me, heard. MHJ top 5 wide receiver in fantasy points. No, but he's going to give you positive. Oh, the Matrix Scott, Pete. I think you're going to get positive return on investment with him, though. I think he's definitely in an invest position. Rookie Golden is the highest paid wide receiver in Green Bay. You're darn right. Darn tootin'. I smell bust all over Golden. Jesus Christ. If you're smelling bust all over something, it's probably your I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Why am I being toxic? I didn't know you. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's not like that. I'm a really nice guy, I swear. Not touching Golden. Tough wide receiver room to judge. It's very easy. It's Matthew Golden.
Caleb Johnson got him so fired up, he bounced.
Yeah, I know. Caleb Johnson just... Chubb went early, I hear. I like this guy. He's good, right? Pete is quality stuff. And what if the Steelers move Metcalf around? He should move Metcalf around. Rodgers loves that one wide receiver that will not stop. Exactly. Friendship Friday. I can see Metcalf right at 1K yards, ATD. I see him. I see Metcalf. I think his floor is top 12. Metcalf definitely wide receiver 2. Look at what Neighbors did last year. Man, I should have waited on QB too. Yeah, me too. You and me both. All right. 2-pack. This guy just Terry Rice took Taysom. You guys are literally looking at my queue. I'm convinced. All right, Savion it is.
Savion Williams dart throw. I'm not against that.
Yeah, I like Savion as a dart throw. He survived the Matrix. He's given fire takes. Who Hames says he likes you. Who Hames? He's also on the on the streets of Underdog. And if you guys are loving the fire that Pete is bringing here and the fire that Sleaze is bringing here, click the description. Both of their YouTube channels are in the description there. Please smash a sub. Even if you have to take a moment, get out of our stream to go do it right now, please do it. I prioritize my friends and their content because, you know, the better they are and the more they grow, the better I am, the more I grow. So iron sharpens iron. It's kind of situation. Look at what Neighbors did last year. Amen. Man, I should have waited. Saints over under 5 wins. Saints is the worst football team in football, period. So I would say under 3 wins. Doing 3 of these fast drafts at the same time, too many. Yeah, that's too much. It's Dynasty. Won't do that. I tried to do that during the 24-hour charity stream to keep myself awake. Kind of felt like it was like crank, always on the clock. It was a stupid idea. Ask Underdog. It was Updog. It was bad. I won't do that again. Take MHJ top 5 wide receiver. Friendship Friday. Jacobs entered the giveaway before Judkins, before he can catch. That's it. Art Smith of Siberia. What? Not to be rude or smart, running the ball was always there. The narrative, the fantasy community pushing passing. I mean, it's a passing league. Every team's going to pass more than they throw. I exposed his ass. Yes, sir. Last season, fantasy football community learned RBs are very important. We still need to stress that 100%. It's okay, man. The heat of the moment can get to. I apologize. I apologize. I don't know why I said that, Captain Insano. Back, let me in. You're in. Okay, cool. Where did Pete go? The Matrix got him, but he fought back. He survived. He overcame, and he crushed it. Only took him because my two tight ends had this. You're fine. Palmas didn't look at you. You're fine. Smashed. Yes, sir. Smash that sub. I appreciate you guys for subbing to my friends. If you guys are watching us on Twitter, come over to Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. We're doing a nice giveaway. Hashtag Friendship Friday. Speaking of Drafters Fantasy, you won't see the other guys and their content creator streams saying hi. Shout out to Drafters Fantasy. What's up, Drafters? Everybody put W Drafters in the chat. W Drafters in the chat. I decided this is the new keyword. W Drafters, because they're here. Nobody else has entered. W Drafters in the chat. Like this. W Drafters. First time being here. You guys are chill. Appreciate that. W Drafters. Drafters put W Drafters. We love them, man. We love W Drafters. We love Drafters in general. Welcome, Drafters. Just subscribe to both channels. Thank you for doing that, Brian. Really means a lot that you're supporting both of those guys. Drafters hype. My second 3 QB team had to save poor Gino. Yeah, I'm just not drafting Gino. The whole Marseille, Randall, are you guys taking trade questions? 100%, brother. 100%. Bring it. W Drafters. Yes, sir. W Drafters in the chat. W Drafters in the chat. We love Drafters Fantasy. James, eyes duck. We might have to run it quack. All right. So I do have a few questions or a couple more questions for the panel here, but let's do the lineup breakdowns because we got a lot of people in the community in here, and one of the big draws to our channel is we give really, really deep analysis and breakdowns of people from the community who draft with us here on Drafters. We give you guys feedback, whether it be, player takes, correlation, roster construction, just different pieces of advice that could take your game to the next level so you guys could win in the money here on Drafters. All right. So we'll go left to right, no particular order. Finish off with me because obviously I'm the main event. No shit. So we'll start with Updog, aka the two-time runner-up, one of the greatest best ball drafters. We don't give him advice, we don't give him grades. We just look and we say, All right, guys, you ready? So after I'm done saying all 20 players, go, okay. Jaden Daniels, Matthew, so 2-6-10-2 roster construction, love it. Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford. I don't have a lot of Jaden Daniels this year. Saquon Barkley, O'Marion Hampton, Jordan Mason, Justice Hill, Jarquez Hunter, Zach Moss. Not bad. Terry McLaurin. So some correlation there. Tyreek Hill, who is criminally underrated this year at his current ADP. Jordan Addison, Marvin Mims. So some best ball hitters. Rashid Shaheed, Kyle Williams. I like what you did with your receiving room. It's unique. Cedric Tillman, Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, Elijah Moore, Sam Laporta. Are you a Laporta supporter? I'm the original Laporta supporter. If you guys don't know, my first year making content, the year Sam Laporta was drafted, literally the next couple of days after, I said he's going to be the tight end one, and I beat it. And like that's what endeared me to my original fan. So Laporta supporter, the original Laporta supporter, and Travis Kelce. All right, on the count, we're going to give him a ready? 1, 2, 3. Goat stuff. Updog. And you guys know one thing: if Updog shows up, we have to play this.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, dog? All right, Stat ATL, one of the sharpest drafters on the planet. So we're gonna go. Sleaze, can you break down his team?
All right, let me look at stats here. He goes with the 2-7-9-2. Man's very good at drafting too, so this is gonna be fun to look at. He goes with Drake May and Penix, like the two quarterbacks. Got them both right about value there. Kyren Williams, by the way, it's always Kyren Williams. It was never Corum. It was never Hunter. He's about to get re-signed. Told you. Kyren, Kenneth Walker. I don't like the 8 buy for your starting running backs, but you have the depth of Henderson, Ray Davis, Bigsby, Roshan, Sean Tucker. I mean, with the Ramondre update that he's going to play a big part of the offense, Travion Henderson, I don't like his ADP that much anymore. Maybe it pays off. Maybe it doesn't. It's very sketchy, especially with Ramondre's contract as well.
I don't think you're looking at the right lineup, buddy. Oh, no, you're right. Sorry, keep going. My bad. I'm just going to shut up.
I do like the Sean Tucker late dart, though, because, man, that guy can pop. If anybody gets hurt in Tampa or for the Bucks, he's going to go nuclear in one game. He can drop 30. I think Roshan is going to get phased out, especially if they sign Chubb like the update says. So I don't really like that pick, but you got them all at good values. Wide receiver room is elite top 4 for sure. Justin Jefferson's QB proof. Doesn't matter who's out there for him. Garrett Wilson is my must target player in every single format this year. Zay Flowers, I love for another breakout. He was on his way to a massive breakout till the little banged up injury. Stephon Diggs is going to be a target hog. Jaden Higgins, perfect offense. I like that you tagged him with Kirk. Isaac Tesla, I could see a world where he's relevant. Dontavian Wicks is kind of phased out to me. Everyone's starting to draft Jimmy Horn at the end because of the hype. I'm starting to buy it as well. And TJ Hawkins is one of the best values at tight end you could get. And you got him, Jesus, 10 past. I would say I like it a lot. Just the running back room is really, really. I don't even like them as like. You need a lot of injuries for that running back room to be popping. I think, especially on week 8, you're gonna take a big hit. What do you think? I'd go like B plus range, B range.
I like the entire roster. I even like the value that he got. Travion Henderson at 8 picks past ADP. Usually he doesn't fall that far. Ray Davis, there's a world where he can absolutely smash.
Yeah, but he's going to start falling there now because the updates are happening.
I mean, yeah, it's beat reports. And as we said, if you listen to beat reporters, you're beat, right? So Travion Henderson is being drafted where he should be drafted. So the fact that he's getting him at a delicious discount is fine. I would say it's a B plus territory. I don't hate the lineup. There's a little bit of correlation there. It's not bad. It's good stuff. And let's go. We got a chat here. A question from we got Marseille's Mr. Mandel's question, and then we got James's question after that. All right. So Marcellus, Mr. Randall says Neighbors and a 2026 second for Bo Nix and AJ Brown. Pete, take it away. Then Sleaze, take us home.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if you have the ability and you can afford to move a quarterback. If you can move a quarterback here, I'm fine taking the Neighbors side because you're getting a 2 on top, depending on how high it is. But I mean, you have to have a pretty good quarterback room for me to do this. So likely I'm probably leaning Bo Nix side. But again, if Bo Nix is your third quarterback, I'm totally fine. And then maybe you go and make a move for like a Matt Stafford or Geno Smith as your QB3.
Yeah. Sleaze, go ahead.
Depends on if it's super flex or not. Did he, say that or no? Because if it's not super flex,
let's just
taking Neighbors all day.
Yeah, I just assumed super flex.
Yeah. So you assume super flex?
That's what I did. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, let's just assume single QB, Sleaze.
Oh, then Neighbors all day.
Yeah, Neighbors all day too for me.
But yeah, Neighbors is the number one asset in fantasy football. So I mean, the fact that he's even being traded is crazy.
Yeah, so I would say AJ Brown's a depreciating value. If you can get a Neighbors, I would tie up any other quarterback that I would have to in order to get Malik Neighbors because he's next. It is super flex.
Go get the dart stack for next year.
Yeah, super flex. I'd lean the Bo Nix side unless he's your QB3.
Yeah, unless he's your QB3, I'd lean the. Even then, I'm
no super flex. Bo Nix is valuable, man.
Trust me, I know. I'm not dumb. But I still Malik Neighbors. The way I look at it is like you can always get like a handcuff quarterback / backup quarterback, somebody who's going to get it and fit in where he does. I'm just going to bite the bullet until there's a waiver wire person that I could just go get. I mean, we saw Drew Lock just rip apart defenses last year. So, yeah, bad joke. Pete is here. Got to ask defensive question. Other than your top 5 defense, 1 or 2 team defenses that will surprise some of us this year. Good question, James.
Yeah, I think Buffalo is one of them. I don't think Buffalo is going to be seen as a top defense. That offense is good enough to put up points where teams may be playing from behind, throwing the football. You get a lot of sacks, maybe some turnovers. And I think overall their schedule is really favorable. And then I look at New England Patriots. They have a pretty favorable schedule as well. And I like what they did to that defense. I wouldn't go ahead and draft the Patriots in a regular draft, but they'd be on my radar as a team to pick up because that schedule is pretty favorable.
That's cold, bro. No love for Saleh and the Niners with the easiest schedule and the rookies coming in.
I like San Fran's defense. I just think that there's a good chance that they get drafted decently high.
Number one easiest schedule?
I probably have San Fran as a top 5 defense. So I tried to go outside the box a little bit there.
Yeah, I don't even have San Fran.
They're ranked like 20th on PFF, but they're not a top D.
No, but for fantasy though.
Mr. Randall's with the $5 super, very generous of you, man. Appreciate it. He says, "Thanks, guys. I have Neighbors, and I really don't want to let go." I'm not letting go. But I do want to know if you could just please let us know, Mr. Randall. And I'm sorry that I'm butchering your first name. Let us know the rest of your quarterback situation, just so we can give you better advice. Because and once again, thank you for the gift. Very generous of you. All right, in it to bink it. So 9 out of 12 drafters here. We filled this lobby in a matter of seconds. So I'm very, very grateful for you guys joining us on Friendship Friday. The banter here, the back and forth, advice, all of this has been super fun, guys. I love this stuff. All right, Caleb Williams, Dak Prescott, JJ McCarthy. I'll read the lineup. Sleaze, you give any, or sorry, Pete, you give any feedback? Okay, so this one's all you, Pete. Bijan, Bucky, Tyrone Tracy, Rashad White, Devin Neal, Jaleel McLaughlin, Travis Hunter, Jameson Williams, Jacoby Myers, Roma Dunze, Michael Pittman, Romeo Dobbs, Ray McLeod, Noah Brown, Trey McBride, Mike Gesicki, Dalton Schultz. I already see an issue that I want to address, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is you're putting a lot of faith in the wide receiver position. I have concerns there. I do love your running back room. I'm not high on Tyrone Tracy. I would have been fine with Tracy being popped out and having Rashad White as your RB3 in this situation, just because of how good your first two are. Quarterbacks are fine to great. Honestly, you probably have one of the better quarterback rooms likely in this draft, just because of the good depth that you have. And I love Trey McBride. I like Gesicki, but not a ton of stacks. You obviously get the bear stack with Roma Dunze, which is pretty nice. Cowboys, no stacks there. JJ McCarthy and Minnesota, no stacks there. I'm not one to press stacks, so I'm not going to ding you for that. I think the running back room is really good. The quarterbacks are good and the tight ends are good. I think the wide receiver room is a little sketchy, but at the same time, what I will say is wide receiver is the one position in best ball that I'm comfortable being the weakest, because honestly, it's the easiest room to get points at, in my opinion.
It's PPR here. Does that change your mind?
No, I don't think it changed my mind. I think it's the easiest position to receive points at. So if you're going to be slightly weak at a spot, I'm fine with wide receiver. I think it's a solid team. You just really have to hope that there's some upside. And I don't see a wide receiver in this room finishing top 12, which is my biggest concern. I don't know how many spike weeks you get.
Yeah. I would say my biggest piece of advice before we go to the next lineup is roster construction, right? You invested relatively high draft capital on both Caleb Williams and Dak Prescott. I think even in Caleb Williams' lineup, since you're investing that equity, he should be like the end of the 2 quarterback builds and 2 quarterback concepts in your roster construction. And then the moment you made that investment on Trey McBride, it's only a second tight end. So I think
got him at good value.
Yeah, he got him at a great value, but still, like, you don't need a Mike Gesicki or a Dalton Schultz. Pick one of them, and then you don't need JJ McCarthy. I would say use both of those picks for another wide receiver, especially since you have 3 of your first 3 wide receivers on week 8 buys. So next lineup, you got Willie. I'll take this one away. He goes 2-6-9-3. Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray. Very strong quarterback room. That's an A quarterback room. Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, Najee Harris. David Montgomery is somebody I'm not very interested in, but I like what you did with your running back room. Austin Eckler is criminally underrated, so I love that pick. Jerome Ford, I want nothing to do with. Elijah Mitchell is somebody who I will start sprinkling in some exposure to in the late rounds, because he has that game-breaking speed. Yes, he's dealt with injuries, but it is what it is. CeeDee Lamb, no correlation. T. Higgins with Joe Burrow, I like that micro stack. But CeeDee Lamb, you don't need correlation with, especially when somebody takes Dak Prescott before you. Matthew Golden, love the pick. Hollywood Brown, also criminally underrated in my opinion, but you reached way too high for him.
Yeah, that was 2-round reach.
Yeah. You reach, I teach, right? Jalen McMillan, Wan'Dale Robinson, Keenan Allen. These are great names. Jalen McMillan, you also reached for. I see him falling almost 25 picks past ADP. So Michael Wilson, I want nothing to do with. Same with Deontay Johnson. George Kittle, Jawan Johnson, Cole Kmet. I would say this is B plus work. It's not bad.
He might have got a random stack he didn't even know about. Keenan Allen, a lot of hype with the Arizona Cardinals right now.
I've never thought about that. That's a great, spectacular fit for him. All right, Sleaze, get your boy Fry.
Packers fan. God, Fry guy.
Sorry. The super flex situation, his quarterback 1 and 2 is Lamar and Baker. So yeah, you don't need Bo Nix, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not trading Neighbors, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
that's a
I'm
guess.
keeping Neighbors.
Yeah. I mean, try to get Milrow. That's my biggest piece of advice. Try to get Milrow for a discount. I'm telling you,
Go get Matt Stafford. That's
I'll
my
get
advice.
Dart for the stack.
go get Jalen Milrow.
That way you
All right,
have
brother.
a locked
Sleaze,
in.
take it away, Packers fan. Chat, thank you
Uh,
so much for rocking with us, guys. This has been a fun show. We got almost 400 people watching on YouTube and on both Twitter, so this is super dope. Appreciate you guys.
He goes 2594. First time I've seen him draft Brock Purdy all year. I like it. I love the quarterback room. You're set there. You only need 2. A-Chain is, dude. I might even say the A-Chain. I might move A-Chain up to my top 3 running backs after the update.
So just clarify who the quarterbacks are in case people are like listening to this.
Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert.
Thank you.
5 weeks are good there. He goes Devon A-Chain, James Cook, Alvin Kamara. Love the top 3. Tyler Algier, Nick Chubb. Going to be a touchdown vulture if he signs with Chicago because DeAndre Swift never gets a goal line carry since elementary school. Tyler Algier is a perfect handcuff. Wide receiver room. So he goes top 6. They're all kind of hitters. You got Puka Nacua, chance at wide receiver 1. DJ Moore. New Bears offense looking good. Jerry Jeudy, I'm in love with this year. Brandon Ayuk, I don't like. That's the only pick I don't like out of this draft right now so far. Josh Downs, Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman is flashing. He's definitely a best ball hitter guy. Quentin Johnson is a burnt pick. I don't know why you took that pick either. Jalen Noel, Tyler Lockett. I mean, I like the top 5 wide receiver. Besides Ayuk, I like the wide receiver. The bottom ones, I'm not a fan of. Colson Lovin, Elijah Arroyo, Theo Johnson. You didn't need. I guess I get why you did it because you went 4 rookie tight ends here pretty much with Theo Johnson being second year, but I don't think Colson Loveland's in for a big year with the target share. Everyone can hype it up if they want to. There's just too many mouths to feed. I mean, Elijah Arroyo, if he gets the shot, that's your best tight end probably. If Noah Fant goes down, or if Njoku goes down, Fant could pop. I think you had it and you kind of lost it, Fry, if you're listening. I think you had it and you kind of lost it.
So what would you grade it?
I would grade it B.
I love this draft. I love the fact that Rashad Bateman and Quentin Johnson are being faded. Quentin Johnson was like top 10 wide receiver several times last year. I don't think he's completely out. I think there's still going to be weeks where he gets 3 wide receiver sets in shootout games. He's going to get involved. So I think Quentin Johnson is still a fine pick. I don't think you're going to get the same results as last year, and I don't think you're going to get the positive return on investment. But as your 7th wide receiver, it's not a bad deal. And I don't hate your tight end.
This is also like my boy, so you guys know that when I'm grading this. I'm telling this in because he's one of my best friends in real life, so I can be a dick.
Yeah. And I hate Friday. He snipes me.
Does he have correlation with? Who's his quarterbacks again? Does he have correlation?
He got Purdy and Ayuk and Quentin Johnson.
So then I'm more okay with the Johnston pick because he has Herbert. If he didn't have Herbert, I'd say I don't like the pick at all.
Yeah. So micro stack a little bit more correlation. A great point there, Pete. I would say though, one thing I would suggest. Instead of Theo Johnson, try sprinkling in, a little bit of Thomas Fidone in round 20. The Fidone Jabroni. Oh, what? The Fidone Jabroni? That's a good name. That's a good name. What's the Tommy DeVito to Fidone? It's a beautiful thing. I'm walking over here. All right, Pete. This is my guy Bullies, aka Terry Rice 420. I wonder what the 420 stands for. He goes 2693. I'll read the lineup up for you. You give him all the advice that he needs. Okay. Jordan Love, Tua Tagovailoa, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. He went CMC in round 1, by the way. Derrick Henry, Breece Hall. That's a running back room. Zach Charbonnet, J.K. Dobbins, Jordan James. Okay. Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Juan Jennings, Jaden Reed, Cooper Kupp, Jack Beck, Alec Pierce, DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, Jonathan Smith, who I want nothing to do with that ADP, but he did fall to you for 10 picks, 10 pick discount. Not bad. Zach Ertz, another big discount, and Taysom Hill. Not bad. What do you think, Pete?
Yeah, I absolutely love this team. I agree with you. I the Jonnu Smith. I actually had a bet that Johnny would have 6 touchdowns last year. I took the over. Or I think it was 5.5. So but at this ADP, I think his ADP is way too high. I think it's absolutely nuts that he's like the tight end 6 or 7 right now. But I think overall, awesome running back room and some really good opportunity share for this wide receiver room. Jack Besh has a chance to be the number 1 target at the wide receiver position. And you get him as your 6th wide receiver. Alec Pierce is a best ball, great
Spike
target
week.
because he's a big spike week player. He might be a guy that fills in for you a couple of times. Quarterback position's the biggest concern for me. I don't love either guy. I don't love Jordan Love. I don't love Tua, to be completely honest with you, but I think they're going to be fine. I just don't think they're going to give you many top 5 weeks, if any at all. But I think the running backs are awesome. And I think the wide receivers complement them pretty well. So overall, it's a really good team. I would probably say B+. I don't really see a ton of issues, maybe outside of correlation, but you do get some stacks with Jalen, Waddle, and Reed with your quarterbacks, and you get Jonnu. Jonnu is the biggest concern for me. I'd rather go take David Njoku, to be completely honest with you, but you get the stacks, so it makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I would say my only feedback, and great breakdown. I'd say my only feedback is you don't need 6 running backs with the investment you placed there. I would say just take another shot at tight end or wide receiver. You didn't do a bad job for pushing the running back, the wide receiver position by drafting 3 running backs. This isn't bad work, and I see the correlation with Tua and Jalen Waddle. I would appreciate that micro stack there. Jaden Reed, Jordan Love, it's good. It's good.
You don't like that 6 running back as CMC possible handcuff?
No, if you're investing in CM, like it's a smart move,
For your
but
last pick?
if you're investing your first overall pick with CMC, if you're now investing in an insurance policy, second guessing your first overall pick, your team's kind of shot.
Okay.
Right?
All
You're limiting your ceiling. Obviously, it protects his floor, but the floor doesn't win these tournaments. It's a ceiling, right? So if CMC bust isn't like, you can't win your fantasy best ball drafts in the first round, but you could definitely lose them, right? So if you're second guessing CMC here, then you're not justifying that first round equity here.
What if your team's contending until week 15 and then CMC goes down and Jordan James is the guy and he wins you the tournament?
Well, if Jordan James is the guy ahead of Isaac Guerrero, then fine, he wins you the tournament. But if CMC is the guy up until like that, there's a very small likelihood that that's going to happen, right? Especially if you're going to reach on CMC ahead of ADP. I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it. It's either brilliant because you're protecting your floor, or it's dumb because you're limiting your ceiling, right? I'd rather go for the ceiling, but everybody has their own approach. What do you think?
Let me say one thing. I would much rather with my last pick take a running back than a wide receiver, just because wide receivers, it's so hit or miss. Running backs get thrown into a workhorse like spot for 1 or 2 weeks maybe and give you maybe a spike week, where wide receivers, it's tough to assume any of those guys are going to give you enough to impact your roster. That's how I look at it. I get your point. But that's how I look
that
at
wouldn't
it.
bode well for Puka Nacua in round 22 years ago.
Exactly. or Kyron Williams.
That's fair.
Right? Or
That's
Kyron
fair.
Williams. It's literally the same argument. Or Kyron Williams, right?
But
I would say, okay, fine. Jordan James, that's cool. Go with a hyper fragile build, four running backs. And we'll consider Christian McCaffrey and Jordan James as the same running back.
I'd rather take Taj Brooks over Jordan James. I don't know where he went if he was available.
Ooh,
I would rather take
is
a guy
he
like
on?
Taj Brooks.
Yeah, but all I'm going to say is Charbonnet was an unnecessary pick. You already invested so much early equity.
That's fair.
It's Charbonnet is where I'm kind of like scratching my head and saying you didn't.
You already
need to
had
do that.
3. Yep.
You didn't need to do
Yeah,
that.
he could have got a better wide receiver likely 100%. At that spot, or even maybe not taking Jonnu around ahead of Charbonnet. And
Jonnu hate is wild. Like I know I don't think where his ADP is, but dude, he's like that guy that no one wants to own. Man. But what if Tyreek is psycho craziness continues? Jonnu's value will be through the roof.
We saw Johnny surpass his ADP.
He's like tight end there's
a lot of situations where it makes
right now.
sense.
It's fucking nuts.
It is.
All right, the GOAT has spoken. He said, "Yeah, this should be 4 RB and Taysom dead, tight end 3 for buy coverage." There you go. Wide receiver still good though. Yeah, for pushing and also for the Charbonnet pick, like you got really good players there. But my only piece of advice is just like if you're going to go with that hyper fragile build, I would highly recommend not investing in a running back until like the last 2 or 3 rounds. And then maybe going with a 4 or 5 running back build in that scenario. All right. Who's up? Is this is me, right?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. So Ralph Wiggins goes 3-7-7-3. Very sharp drafter from the Spike Week gang. Jared Goff, Cam Ward, Geno Smith, Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard, Caleb Johnson, Cam Scatabo, Tajay Spears, Woody Marks, Kareem Hunt, Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, Luther Burden, Alec A.O. Manor, Trey Tucker, Tucker Craft, Jake Ferguson, Chico Conquer. So I could tell that I mean, your wide receiver room is spectacular. Your running back room is very underrated, but has incredible upside. Your quarterback room is I mean, if you're going to go with passing quarterbacks, that this is as good of a passing quarterback room as you could possibly have. And then your tight end room is very solid. I understand the
Neighbors
correlation
at
there.
11 with gold.
You're building a Tennessee little lineup there, and Tajay Spears is a PPR. This is good. This is good. This is solid. Alec A.O. Manor is not a guy I want a lot of. I'd much rather get Restrepo, especially getting him that much ahead of ADP. But I mean, at that range, ADP doesn't really matter either. Yeah, okay. Here's what I would say. I love the receiving room is something I would definitely do. Like the first four. The running back room is something I would never do. The quarterback room is something that I would try to avoid. And the tight end room is I don't think you needed Chig. I think you would have been fine with Tucker Craft and Ferguson. But that's just me. Anybody else have any insight on that one?
I like the build a lot. I think the build's good.
I think if he stays healthy, this team will be mid-tier cash, bottom-tier cash, but I just don't see it pop the top.
Yeah, I mean,
there's not a lot of explosive.
I'm not saying I think it's a donation.
Pull it back up. Pull it back up. Pull it back up.
Sure. He's a very sharp drafter.
Yeah, I mean when Devontae Adams is your wide receiver 3, who I think has a strong chance to be top 12 in points per game this year. I mean, he was top 12 last year in points per game. I don't know how you don't see pop when he's got St. Brown and Neighbors on top of that and a solid running back room. I think it's a good team. I mean, if Chase Brown can be top 12, I mean, you could arguably, if you told me that this team had 4 guys top 10 or top 12 at their position, I wouldn't be surprised. If those wide receivers, would you be surprised that those top 3 would be top 12 this year? I don't think so. And then you give me Chase Brown, he has a chance to be top 5 top 12 as well. I mean, I think there's upside there. I'm
not saying it's bad by any means. I'm just saying there's a lot of names.
I was more pushing back on Sleaze because he said he didn't see the upside. I think there's upside there for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a fun lineup. It's good. I just wouldn't personally.
I just feel like your QB scores are going to be where it hurts. I don't think you're going to get a lot of
how much?
Weights.
I don't think QBs are so overrated unless you get the top guys. In my opinion, Goff has been a top 10 guy the last 2 years.
Yeah, I know. Ben Johnson as well.
He's not sexy, but
Cam Ward is either going to give you negative fantasy points or 40 fantasy points because he's never seen a window he hasn't tried to throw through.
The wide receiver room is elite. Let's be real. But the running back room is very sketch to me. I
wouldn't say sketch at all.
Running back room's a little sketch. I can agree with that.
I wouldn't say it's sketch at all. They're I think with Chuba and Chase Brown, the Canadian dynamic duo, my 2 Canadian guys,
it's not bad.
Both of these guys are good in offenses that are going to be in high-scoring situations, and I think, we're going to see Carolina in a lot more passing situations and scenarios because their defense did not get any better.
Those running backs have decent floors. I don't know how high the ceiling is, but I think
we're drafting them at their ceiling.
Yeah, I think the wide receivers make up for the ceiling a little bit, though.
Yeah, we're drafting them at their ceiling. All right, Sleezebomb, let's look at you. Pete, I'll let you go into this one.
Oh. Am I going to grade Sleaze's team? Is this Sleaze?
We're going to try to rip them apart, be hella toxic. Andre says, sorry, boys, I have one last trade question. I got offered the 104 this year and Chase Brown, Addison, plus Baker Mayfield for my Josh Allen, JT, Monty. What are you thinking? Sleaze, I'll let you go first here.
Oh, man. So 104, I guess it depends on roster construction. I don't really like Chase Brown and Dynasty. I think they're going to bring it back. I think he's a 1-year pop. Addison, yeah, he's there. Oh man, that's really close.
No,
that's really close. But I don't think I'm taking that with Allen. But it's close. It's close value wise.
I ain't taking that.
You can get a lot. You can get a better trade straight up with a 1-3.
You're getting lottery tickets for nothing. That's a sure thing, in my opinion. Outside of Baker, who I think is going to be top 10, maybe for 2-3 more years.
Yeah, these are IOUs for real values. I don't like it. Jonathan Cole says, "Thanks, guys. Goff has 34% spike."
You get to 1.4 though. You're missing that. That's nice.
I mean,
It's still a lottery ticket.
yeah.
It's still a lottery
There's a
ticket.
world where the RB room smashes. There is. Gino pick 203. Yeah, it's good value. Most players have flaws with worth a shot. 100%, 100%. But I'm generally curious what the spike week score means. What does that mean? 34%. How often that player scores one SD above position average. What's the SD?
I would think maybe above average, maybe 1 point above average, or
Standard?
Standard
standard.
deviation. You
Yeah.
you spike week folks are fucking brilliant and nerds simultaneously. You just blew my mind. All right. I love the folks from Spike Week generally. B Kurt, every time he comes on, just blows my fucking mind. 2783 and Sleaze got the $500 Spike Week tools gifted to him by a good friend. 2783 Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields, Ashton Genty, Quinshawn Judkins, Aaron Jones, Isaac Garando, Trey Benson, Marshawn Lloyd, Taj Brooks, Drake London, Xavier Worthy, Tedero McMillan, Chris Olave, Pat Bryant, Demario Douglas, Pop Shata, Andre Yoshavash, Malik Washington, Evan Ingram, Tyler Warren, Mason Taylor. I'm trying to see where the correlation is. Worthy and Mahomes and Fields is uncorrelated. Oh, Mason Taylor. Okay. Okay. I was going to say you didn't need Mason Taylor, but the correlation makes sense. And I guess like with Evan Ingram being your first
injury history is sketch with him.
Yeah, three tight end builds is fine. I would have been okay with 2, but 3 is also very logical here. I'm going to say I don't hate this team. I think this team is fucking A+ across the board. I love this team. I think your only weak point is your running backs, but you made up for it by getting really good value everywhere and just staggering certain picks. I like this. I like this a lot.
Sleaze, so my biggest concern is running back. I think there's a
Hang on, did you guys just hear that A+? What? You guys just hear that? First time I've got that from Disco.
Well, it's because we were together, so that's why.
It. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's why. Pete's my guy. It was never Sleaze.
Yeah, it was never me. Fuck.
I think this is a perfect best ball team. You draft. Look, at the end of the day, you draft so many teams, right? We draft tons. You get variance. This is the exact kind of team where it's like boom or bust, right? You look at the wide receiver room. You have Worthy. You have Tet. You have Olave with the concussions. It's straight boom or bust. You have 2 rookie running backs anchoring your team, and then a veteran as your RB3 who has injury history and is older. And then you have their 4th running back who is Isaac Garando, who is only getting to do anything for you if there's an injury to the starter. And then Trey Benson's a complete wild card this year because we have no idea if they're going to start getting him in the mix this year. So he's a good value at 142, a really good flyer. I think it's the exact boomer bust team that if you're looking to win a championship, this is the kind of team
that list. Keep going down that list.
That's the kind of team that I think you're going to win with, but I don't think you're going to win any low prizes with. It's straight boomer bust, in my opinion.
100%. It's all ceiling, and as I alluded to earlier, I love the all ceiling teams because I'm a person who's
Taj Brooks love in there, Pete.
I liked it. I just didn't have a chance to get to it. I love the Taj Brooks pick though.
Well, yeah, it's cute. Willie
Malik
says
Washington is a sleeper, boy. He's my favorite round 20.
Willie says, I think Washington takes a big leap this year. I would love to see that, honestly. I have a lot of exposure.
Which Washington? The guy in Miami?
Malik.
Yeah, the Washington in Miami. Malik. I would also love to see a world where Darnell Washington becomes a viable threat. I have him just holding a bench spot in several teams. Updog says, I want a Taj, so I went Moss. I mean, Moss is not a bad pick either. Really isn't.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that.
All right, this is what you guys came for. They don't call us big draft energy because we draft poorly. All right, they call us big draft energy because I'm the guy. Do I know what I have on this team? Absolutely not. But we're about to tell you guys. I go 2-6-9-3. Josh Allen, 7 picks past ADP. Trevor Lawrence, 6 picks past ADP. Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Brian Robinson Jr., Jadon Blue, Braylon Allen, Brashard Smith. Wide receivers, I go Brian Thomas Jr., Lad McConkey, Debo, Khalil Shakir. So I got a little correlation. I got correlation with both of my quarterbacks. Emeka Egbuka, Keon Coleman. So I got a double stack. I got the double Buffalo stack, and I didn't even realize it. Jalen Colker, Calvin Austin, Savion, Isaiah Likely, Brenton Strange, K. Dot, and I love this draft. All right. Give it to me, guys. Be mean.
I was very confused. I'd never seen you go with the 2 wide receiver stack. I didn't think you knew it. I think you were talking to chat.
Yeah,
head.
I don't think I knew, but I'm happy I did it.
You want me to take it down? Or you got it, Pete. What do you want?
Oh, just rip me apart. Go ahead. Somebody go.
You go first.
2693 quarterback. Getting Josh Allen at 42 is a joke. That's great value. Trevor Lawrence, I think he's super underrated. Quarterback room is A+++. Running back room, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Brian Robinson. God damn, Jadon Blue hasn't fallen that far in a minute. That's great value on him. Braylon Allen, Brashard Smith. Running back room is perfect. You got 3 guys and 3 guys that could hit right below it. I'd say that's a running back room as well. BTJ, Lab, McConkey, but this is where I haven't seen you draft a lot of Debo. I don't even know if I'm in on Debo. I'll take a couple shots here and there.
Yeah.
Shakira and Keon Coleman, I didn't know what that was, but I don't think you're paying attention. I think you're popping with chat. Egbuka, again, you guys like the value. I don't like the value. He's a couple injuries away to me. I'd rather have other wide receivers in his territory, but I could see a world where he goes crazy. Coker, Austin, and Williams, you got some hitters at the end. Savion Williams is starting to get interesting as well in round 20.
Yeah.
Tight end room, I don't like at all. You need a Mark Andrews injury.
I don't. I think that we saw that Isaiah Likely was relied upon early and often last year, and I think he's going to take a leap, not just in
I hope so. I'm here
not
for
just
it.
as a handcuff. I think we're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets, and he's so versatile that he has that Brock Bowers skill set. Obviously not as good. He's like a poor man's Brock Bowers in black. I just figured I needed to mention that.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's a poor man's Brock Bowers, and he's really good. He's really athletic, and he's earned Lamar Jackson's trust. I think he's one of the more reliable targets to get out of that offense, and it's one of the more prolific offenses in the NFL. And I'm trying to leave with one of their 3 main receiving targets, which is Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and Isaiah Likely.
Yeah, I think Brenton Strange. I mean, I'm bricked up about him, man. I love Brenton Strange this year, man. I think he's practically free. I mean, Brenton Strange, like you could easily make a case over Brenton Strange over a lot of the guys that go. I mean, Brenton Strange going as far back as he does compared to what Colston Loveland.
I would say I have Brenton Strange ahead of Jonnu Smith. That's
what I'm saying. I mean, at cost.
What did Kate Otten do last year in the system?
Easily. Kate Otten had a lot of really strong games.
He had like 3 or 4 weeks where he spiked and he was like top 5 tight end.
Yeah, with Godwin and Evans down.
And they're always down.
I'm just saying, come on.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and who knows, Godwin? Kate Otten was 11th in points per game last year. I mean,
well, it doesn't take much to get top 10 at tight end.
I know, but he had a tight end. He had 2 games where he had 3 games where he's 18, 29, and 21 points.
Yeah, that's where everyone was hurt. Yeah,
that was when everybody was hurt. But again, we know what they'll do with Kate Otten if there are injuries. And there's 2 really old
21-year-old wide receiver and not 2 30-year-olds in Jackson.
Yeah, but for this build, Kate Otten that cheap is fine.
Totally I know, but I don't like him, but he can get you a couple weeks
as a tight end 3. I think Kate Otten.
Let me ask you this: if as a tight end 3 at that spot, Kate Otten gives you 2 spike weeks where he gives you say one of Evans or Godwin are down for a few weeks, which is very likely for both. If Kate Otten gives you 20 points in any of those weeks, does that make that pick worth it?
Well, I mean, you got Egbuka too, so you got to cover both ways,
right? And he gets a little insurance on both.
I like the team a lot. I just never seen you draft 2 Bills wide receivers. I thought you were like,
sure, I'm trying to be contrarian, but also brain fart. My guns. All right. James says, "Up, dog. What's your take on Taj Brooks, guys? Listen carefully. This guy predicted Kyron. He predicted Puka. He predicted Bucky Irving. He predicted Brock Bowers. So when Up Dog talks, you listen. Great question, James. He says, Up Dog, what's your take on Taj Brooks? You think he has a shot at starting the season?" Yes. He says the advanced stats, people really like him. Seems like a good pick with only Moss ahead as RB2. Yeah, Up Dog, when are you gonna hop on the show, brother, and give us like everybody in the fantasy football world is literally waiting for your next 2. Is Taj Brooks one of them? Okay, so what would you guys grade this draft?
I go A. I just don't like the double stack Bills and the tight end. A minus.
Why don't you like the double stack Bills? I don't understand.
Because, I have Josh Allen. If you listen to like all the talk we've had all year long about the Bills offense, you've never really liked it. Now you take 2 wide receivers. You're like, I'm James Cook for Josh Allen only.
I love Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, no, and these are the two guys that aren't. You got Keon Coleman with him.
Yeah,
I was like,
heck yeah, I would get Keon Coleman, because what if Keon Coleman spikes? I think this is brilliant.
It's
If you're
not
going to
bad.
invest in 2 wide receivers,
I've
invest in the
just heard
top
you
2.
say I'm Josh Allen or James Cook too much, and I don't like anybody else except Shakir. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's not bad. It's A minus. It can definitely cash for sure.
Pete?
I like it. I mean, you get BTJ, Allen, and Ladd and Josh Jacobs.
Debo is
Again,
this.
when we talk about like how many guys you think can finish in the top 10, I think you got 4. Debo, I worry a little bit about how much is to go around in that offense who runs the football a ton. I'm worried more about Terry at cost than I am Debo. I think Terry's a little overvalued. But I like the team. I'm not as high on Jalen Coker again at the 200th pick. I think it's fine. I'd rather take a guy like Adam Thielen, to be completely honest with you. I think that room is getting not crowded, but I do think veterans will take a precedence over Coker next to Tet, in my opinion.
Dude, some people think Coker's the wide
Coker's
receiver
going to be a
one.
league winner. I think Coker's going to be a league winner, and I think he's going to take a jump. And I'll tell you guys why on the next recorded video.
Give white boy Hunter Renfrow a little respect, man.
Some people have Coker as the wide receiver one. I'm serious.
I think, okay, if I'm talking about my 5 favorite dirt cheap wide receivers, Jalen Coker is a league winner. He's a league winner in my opinion. Him and a couple other guys. Shout out Rick
so many mouths to feed.
And I'll record the video and I'll let you guys know my thoughts and my research and my breakdown. If you guys like my video about the 3 best values, the 3 greatest steals you can get at the wide receiver position, please check it out. Smash a like, subscribe, leave any comments there. It's duck race time. So while there's duck race being set up here in the background, as I'm handling the background and here, we got 3 possible debates, right? You guys know the 3 debate topics. Is Justin Jefferson? What do you say to people who say Justin Jefferson's overrated? What do you say to the people who say Devontae Adams is washed? And who is the real tight end 1 this year? Brock Bowers or Trey McBride? Which one do you guys feel most passionately about?
I mean, Justin Jefferson. That's just simple. I would rather debate Devontae Adams because I don't know.
I don't like Justin Jefferson at 80 because I don't believe in JJ McCarthy. I haven't seen him do it as a passer.
And he gets 40 points a game with Nick Mullins. It doesn't matter for Jettas.
A game with Nick Mullins. What's the time span where he did that with Nick Mullins?
He was like wide receiver 3 in the 3 games with Nick Mullins at quarterback.
Three games, very small sample size. So you're going to say that's
Justin Jefferson's quarterback proof. If Malik Neighbors can do what he did with Tommy DeVito, Daniel Jones, Justin Jefferson's fine.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay,
I respect that. I like that.
Justin Jefferson is so good.
He's really good at football. Devontae Adams is washed. What do you have to say to those people, Pete? And I'm going to set up.
I think those people don't. I think they don't know ball. I think that's the best
lost.
Devontae Adams is the perfect example of a guy who like ages like fine wine. I mean, you look at his best seasons; it's been later on in his career. The first 5 years of his career, he didn't have 1,000 yards. He's been amazing the last 4 seasons. On top of the fact that like he's shown no signs of slowing down. Like
his footwork is godly.
Yeah, and he's also a guy that just he just like here's the thing is like wide receivers at that are like at his trajectory, like they study these corners so well that like it's not about like winning off of ability every time. It's about winning off the mind. And like he's a guy that just understands placement on the field, leverage. He's just so good. I mean, again, I said it before early in the stream, like I could see a Randy Moss Patriots type of season with him, and the targets are there in the Rams offense. Like Cooper Kupp and Puka only played a max of 12 games last year, and both have 100 targets. And that was with Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson at 64.
You guys are looking at the numbers, and you're not really looking at like the analysis behind it. Respectfully,
no.
If you're looking at the numbers, okay, when he was with Vegas, which was very small sample size, he wasn't great. He wasn't spectacular. He wasn't bad. He was kind of middle of the pack. Then he went to the New York Jets, where his best buddy in the whole wide world force-fed him in an offense and a system that he's very familiar and comfortable with. Right now, he's into new waters where it's a little bit more balanced, a little bit more spread out. I think if you're using his entire targets, especially with his time frame in New York as your argument, I think there's a lot of holes in that argument. I don't deny that he is, a pro's pro. He's one of the best route runners that we've ever seen. But like Randy Moss season, what was
Get
it,
ready.
2007?
No, get ready for it.
Get ready.
I will go out on a limb and say, like, I will fucking eat my words if that happens. But there's
He
no
had
there's no way in hell it happens,
He
Pete. It's not happening.
He had 175 targets 2 years ago with the Raiders, not last year, the year before. 175. He had 180, and that was a Gardner Minshew and who, Aiden O'Connell,
Stafford and McVay.
Come on, bro. They're gonna.
Yeah, but there was nothing else going on for that offense. Like Zamir White, Zamir White was the feature guy. That like you're making that offense sound like it was biblical. It made me invest in 50% Zamir White.
With the Raiders before he left last year, he had 12 and 9 targets. Again, Puka Nacua is going to be great, but like Cooper Kupp, is Devontae Adams better than Cooper Kupp right fucking
yes,
now?
Easy.
Okay. Cooper Kupp had 100 targets in 11 games last year.
He's gonna fucking feast. I know. I can't stop drafting him.
Loud noises.
There's a world where he could be a top 5 wide receiver now.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe it. I think top 15 is well within the range of outcomes, but like what you guys are saying is wide receiver.
15 is his entire career.
He has been outside of top 12 since 2016. One time.
Yeah,
and it was 2023. He was 9th in points per game last year. And Garrett Wilson feasted. Is Garrett Wilson better than Puka?
All the clips.
Come on.
All right, we got to do charity now. We got to do a giveaway, right? All right. I'll argue with you all fucking day about this. I swear to God.
I can't wait for Tay to go off.
Blanca says, I love Coker. I take away the R, and that's me. Like, no, I'm kidding. Updog Dynasty says, Dynasty Dog says, Updog. It's dog pound in here. Coker was mentioned last season on the show. I did draft him a lot. It wasn't me. It was Chef. It was spectacular. You're spectacular. He's talking about Devonta because that's what gave him the edge. He was the final straw in week 17 that gave him the edge to finish second and win 150,000 USD. So that's huge. In Vegas, let's call it. It was not great yet. Hell yes. Block is laughing. Bottom line is Adams' ADP shall rise. I mean, shit. I'll let it rise. I'll let it rise all day. All right, guys. Let's see who's in the giveaway. If your name's not in here, I'm sorry. Dynasty Dog, DJ Quill, No Cap Mac, Chelsea L, Stat ATL, Brian D, Willie, Bing King, Two Mules, James S, Mossy, Jacob M, Blocka, Mercy, Season, Jonathan Co, Mr. Randall, Updog. Everybody good? All right. I need a bunch of quackheads in the chat. 69 seconds. You guys know the drill. We are giving away an opportunity at $500,000. I mean, we've gotten great stories in the past about people who've used these tickets and drafted lineups. And
you watching this? Oh my God!
Get cash in pretty big, and yeah, it was great. All right, guys, where's the Donald Trump duck? That's where I'm shuffling until I see it. You guys see the Trump duck?
No, I don't see Donnie.
Where is he?
I can't believe that people. On my last stream, dude, I was like, "What are people talking about? Devontae Adams? You're out of your mind. This guy's gonna fucking go nuclear.
He's gonna.
I can't wait.
He's not.
He's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good.
He's not.
Dude, Matt Stafford is a fucking stunt.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. I love the clips. I can't find Donald Trump, guys. I'm sorry. We're just gonna start it.
Adams wide receiver 19 over Tyreek. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take Adams while this runs. I'll take Adams over Terry McLaurin easily. I'll take him over Tyreek. I'll take him over Marv. I'll take him over Mike Evans. I'll take him over T. Higgins. I'll take him over AJ Brown. I would
T.
say
Higgins,
Adams should be drafted.
T. Higgins,
50.
yes. AJ Brown, hell no. MHJ, no. Evans, yes. Tyreek Hill, it's kind of like 50-50 split. Some of the McLaurin,
I
yeah.
think wide receiver 16 still feels kind of high.
Yeah, I don't think I think 15, 16 is kind of like where he's at. All right, guys, coming down to the stretch, coming down the stretch. Can't speak anymore. This was a fun show. Thank you guys for rocking out. I really enjoyed myself here. It was a good time. Pete's muted. He's probably drinking some more alcohol. Dude is Willie back to back with the back to back quacks. All right, who's making the late push? Brian D. Mossy. Oh, it's Mossy time. The Afterburners, the Count Mossula, the Count Quackula. Count Quackula with the Dubskis. Pete just ran away. Pete just left. What's up, Tyler Bradley? Okay. Sleaze, can you do me a favor?
Yo.
Can you pull up Tyler Bradley's post in community first and tell me what time their stream's at?
I pulled up right now. Sorry, I was looking at this ridiculous trade that just went down.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I mean, if I could do a disco raid,
y'all drop in tonight. We're talking Dynasty rebuild. Is this Tyler Bradley? Okay, fantasy. They are live. It doesn't say a time.
8:37 p.m. Eastern time. It's when it was scheduled for. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
fire it over there.
I see an hour 20. This is an hour 20 for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe he just posted it. So I'm just gonna if you have things to do between now and 10 p.m. Eastern time, do it. But head over to the fantasy football no, not the fantasy football, the Fantasy Advice Network. Fantasy Football Advice Network, that's their name. They got a live coming up. Good friends of mine on the show. I can't find the fucking link for the life of me. Maybe open up.
I have it. You want me to throw it in?
No, I just opened up on my Twitter.
That was a terrible trade, Sleaze.
That was, dude, awful, bro. What the? Isn't this a content creator league, bro? Like, Jesus, criminy.
Yeah, all right, guys. Once again, my two guests today, Sleaze and Pete Nova. Their descriptions are in the YouTube link below. Congratulations to Mossy for winning the duck race. Sleaze, please let the folks know who you are, where you're from, what you do, as long as you love me. Let them know like all of your socials, all that stuff. And then Pete, please do that as well.
Derek, aka Sleezbomb, from Fresno, where Devontae motherfucking Adams is from, and he's gonna go off this year. You can find me at Sleezbomb everywhere. My mind is a weapon, fantasy football. Great show today, guys. It was fun. I love the banter back and forth. Good having Pete on as well. I mean, welcome back any Friday if you want. We'll be doing this pretty much every time. It was a fun time. I love the content we brought today. I love the back and forth. It was awesome. Sweet. And Devontae Adams is him.
I mean, he used to be. Pete.
Yeah, you can find me at First Street Fantasy, player profiler as well. Going to do a lot of content this off season. Find me on Twitter at Supernova38 with 2 R's. If you like DST, going to probably do some IDP Dynasty rankings as well. Kind of trying to mix it up a little bit, but seems to be a little bit of an interest in that. And honestly, I might probably going to start doing some auction content as well, because I think there's a need for that. Not a lot of people do some content on it. So yeah, rocking and rolling. Appreciate you guys, and yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Hey, it's Supernova with 2 R's 38, not Pete _Nova. Don't make that mistake, guys. Don't make that mistake at all.
Don't make that mistake.
Don't make that mistake on Twitter. Like, the only idiots make that mistake, right? Guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for rocking with me. Chat, you guys were popping. To the 440 people viewing us on Twitter and YouTube, thank you guys for enjoying the show. If you guys click here on the link, that's over on the Fantasy Football Advice Networks. Just go hit them with a hashtag disco raid like this. It would mean the world to me. Congratulations once again, Mossy. Congratulations once again, Mossy. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Until next time, peace.